What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 1 of my NHL 22 Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode series. Now, this is the second episode as I've already done the draft in another video. If you missed that, guys, I'll have it linked down below. Go and check it out. As you can see there, Steven Stamkos was the best player we drafted. Actually, he was one of two really good players we drafted, as you guys want to see here. So, forward-wise, we got JVR right now, Stamkos, Kent Johnson first line, again at +3. Potentially a first line. I might have Johnson playing the AHL, though, this season. Holtz, Perfetti, McTavish, +5 on the second line. I'm really liking that as a second line. They're going to play like low 80s. I think they'll grow a ton. Third line here, Gunther, Carter, Brown for now. Gunther's probably going to the AHL. Same with Neighbors there on the fourth line, playing with Spezza, Hornqvist. Defensively here, Adam Fox there, playing with Owen Power, get a +3. So I may actually leave Owen Power in the NHL. 77 overall. That's pretty high rated. I think he can grow a ton playing with Fox there, especially with that +3 boost. Goligoski, Johnson, second pair. Subban, Edvinsson on the bottom pair. Edvinsson probably as well being dropped to the AHL. Goaltending-wise, you have Greiss starting, Wallstedt backing him up. Gonna go sign somebody, I think, to back up Greiss there while Wallstedt in the AHL. So, before I even show you guys the AHL team, we got a lot of moves to make, but just kind of want to show you what the NHL team is looking like right now. First things first, we're going to free agency here. Actually, a ton of guys available. So, if you guys ever do a fantasy draft, definitely take this into consideration. If you want an 80 overall defenseman, don't draft one. Look at all the ones available. It's crazy, actually, how many more defensemen there are than forward. As usually in free agency, defensemen are asking for more money, so I was really surprised to see that. Now, Paul Stastny there, 82 overall, highest rated forward available by far. I want him, 35. We have a ton of cap space, so I'll give him like a 25% bonus there. He should say yes. Next, we're actually going to look at defensemen. As I mentioned, we do need one guy. We need a left-handed defenseman. Alex Edler's there. You can see he's asking for $2 million, but that's fine. We'll put him bottom pair. I'll give him 2.5. We have a ton of money to work with. You can see 20 million in cap space there. We also have a ton of contract spots. Now, in terms of goaltending, Khudobin, Halak here. If I remember right, yeah, Halak slightly better. He's got 4-star everything. Khudobin there, only 3.5 athletic. So, Halak and Greiss will be our tandem. I'll give Halak there, I don't know, 1.1 for 1. I assume the other teams will be very active in free agency like us, but if they're not, we're overpaying for no reason, but rather not risk it. Eliasson here, 21.59, low starter. I could give him a contract. We actually have no other goalies other than Wallstedt and Costa, so it just kind of makes sense. And now looking at decent potential free agents, you got Bjork there, 25.77, medium top 6, not terrible. Puustinen, 22.59, low top 6, isn't the greatest. Same with Salin and Green, but again, we have so many roster spots, I might as well sign all these guys. So if we do get all those guys signed, NHL teams will be looking a little bit better. Also, just some added players to the AHLs. I think right now, I guess I'll show you guys, we literally have like those extra players on the AHL team. Like, yeah, these guys down here, we never drafted. They're just straight up extra dudes. And I was looking around the trade block, guys, and I saw Washington Capitals have Nugent Hopkins and Nyquist both available. We could use a couple extra forwards. And Nuge is still relatively young, 20 years old there, 86 overall. He's got tape-to-tape and quick pick. Like, I could definitely see him as a veteran on the team when we start really competing when all the young players get good. Plus, he's on a great contract, $5 million for the next 8 years. Nyquist even, 2 years left, 84 overall, making 5.5. I could see him being a good player too. Now, offering them up our first round pick, I don't think we missed the playoffs. It's a bit risky, but especially with these two guys coming back, we really should make it. We'll see what the Capitals say here. Trades accepted. Okay, so big trade there, but I think it was well worth it. And now we're hearing back from the free agents here, guys. Eliasson said yes. Also, that like 59 low top 6 guy said yes. Accidentally skipped it. Luke Green there, Salin. So we got the AHL dudes. Still waiting to hear back from Stastny. You guys saw there too, I signed some new scouts. Stastny does join the team. Same with Bjork. Edler as well. Halak. So we got everyone we wanted. That's awesome. Alright, guys, so I just finished ending the lines as well. I sent some more preseason games. We're currently 5-1. Stammer there has 8 points in 6 games. I'll show you what the roster is looking like. Honestly, I think we should be a playoff team, especially with a fantasy draft. A lot of teams, you know, aren't that stacked. So first line there, Nuge, Stammer, JVR gets a +3. Love it. Second line, of course, stayed the same, +5 there with the young guys. I think they're going to go off. Third line here looks solid now. Nyquist, Spezza, Brown. Same with the fourth line there. Hornqvist, Stastny, and Carter. In terms of the defense, we got Power, Fox on that top pair, getting a +3. Johnson, Goligoski, second pair. Edler, Subban on the bottom pair. Goaltending-wise, of course, we have Halak and Greiss. I'm going to have Greiss as the starter, but really it'll probably just be a tandem. Now, in terms of special teams, +5 on the first 4-man. The power play here, +5 on the first unit, +3 on the second. So, looks solid. You guys can see we got some young players kind of in that mix, which I'm hoping will help them grow. PK here, +5 on the first unit. I'll take that. 3-man as well, +2 on the first. So I feel like the special teams are looking really good. Also, too, the chemistry on this team is solid. Now, AHL-wise, we got Gunther, Johnson, Brisson on that first line. Quinn, Rossi, Holloway on the second. So entire top 6 gets a +3. We got Bjork, Beecher, Brink on the third. Then we got Rask, Radu, and Pustonen on the fourth. And then look at the defense here. We got Evanson and Hughes on the top pair. Murphy, Lambos second. Then we got Lauderson and Green on the bottom. I just realized Evans here is scratched, so definitely get Evans there starting. In terms of the goaltenders here, Costa, Wallstedt, same as the NHL, just going to be a tandem. Surprisingly, of all the young players we had, only Jake Neighbors got sent down to the CHL. I'm not sure how he was the one that qualified of everybody, but whatever. Also, to you guys, if you're wondering about the captaincy here, I had to give the C there to Stamkos. Decided to give Nugent Hopkins an A because he's like the second best forward on the team. As well, I gave Fox there an A. And if anyone was curious about the contract situation, I feel like we're actually set up pretty well. So we have almost $8 million in cap space. Stamkos there signed for a little bit longer. A pretty solid deal, I think. Nugent Hopkins, of course, a very solid deal. Most of our bad contracts are done in a year, like Dustin Brown there. Spencer will actually need a raise, but that's okay. And then when you look at the defense here, Fox is going to get $9.5 million next year, but Subban's $9 million coming off the books. So it's basically like a neutral move. Like I said, I think contract-wise looking really good. Tons of good young players. Really trying to build a dynasty here. I'm actually curious to see what our ratings are going to be like. So we'll take a look here. We've got 90 offense, 88 defense, 82 goaltending. McDavid there on the Blackhawks. Of course, he had to be in our division. We get started now, guys, with this sim and see how we do. All right, guys, so it's now the end of December, and I'm not liking our record at all. 15, 19, and 4. I did not think we'd be negative. Now, the good news is we're actually only 1 win back of a wildcard spot. You can see the Kings there have 36, but they do have 3 games in hand. They've only played 35. We played 38. So I'm thinking maybe we have to go out and get a better goalie because obviously we can't miss the playoffs this year. We're going to have a first-round pick. Stammer there's got 20 and 38. Like, I feel like he's got to score a lot more than that. So making one switch here to the power play, guys. I got Stamkos on the wing now, opposed to center. I've actually called up Perfetti to the first unit. I feel like he's got all those playmaking X factors. He's actually got good passing there, 87, high offensive awareness. Nugent Hopkins, a good playmaker too. Basically, we're trying to just get the puck to Stamkos here on the power play. Holtz here on the second unit actually already an 82. So, like I said, he always grows a ton for some reason. We're in December of the first season. He's already come up +5 to an 82. Like, that's crazy. All right, guys, so like I was saying, I wanted to upgrade in goal. I see Cam Talbot's on the block for the Bruins, who are playing really well, 21-11. He's only played 6 games. We've got 4 wins, 0.891, 2.85. You guys are wondering who the starter is. I got the best goalie, basically, for Sheshurkin there. Look at all that value. So, Grice here has been a little bit worse than Halak. He's got a .899 there with a 3.17. I believe Halak's actually got above a 900. Yeah, .912 and a 3, so not too bad, but not a great record. Offering up a 5th this year, plus a 4th next year to make this happen. Basically same money, but Talbot's got an extra year on his contract. The Bruins say no. Okay, kind of interesting. I mean, we got to do something here because we are not playing well enough. Maybe they'll do 2 fourths. I said no to 2 fourths, so we'll try a 5th this year and a 3rd next year. Come on. There we go. Okay, so hopefully Talbot can help us start winning some more games. And I just remembered, guys, I never actually showed you what our head coach looked like. So, as you can see here, he's got a B overall, teaching specialty defensive. And you can see his staff chemistry is only 57%. I'm not going to fire him quite yet, though, because he's got A+ coach influence, which is great. A lot of A's there. I'm going to give him, like, a bit more time, but if not, definitely got to bring in somebody new. And off the trade deadline here, guys, the record at 26, 28, and 8, so still negative. You can see we got 60 points on the year. Now, the good news is we're only 3 points back of a playoff spot in our division. The Blues there, 63. Same with the Avalanche. Wild card spot, we're 6 points back. So, you know, we're close, but it's not looking good. I guess I should have known, like, with this team's goaltending, they weren't quite good enough. Although, Stamkos with only 44 points, I'm really surprised. He's playing with, you know, a couple solid players there in Nuge and JVR, so really thought they'd be doing better. AHL-wise, Kent Johnson, 64 and 69, love it. We'll see here. Our team, oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had an AHL team this dominant. 111 points at the trade deadline, are you kidding me? So yeah, first in the league by far. The goals there are pretty good though too with 95. I don't really know what we're even going to do here at the deadline. Like, we are kind of in no man's land. It sucks too because we got to try and make the playoffs since we trade away our first round pick. I didn't want to trade away the one next year in case we sucked next year. And of course, that's Connor Bedard. I feel like, you know, Bedard and Michkov obviously are much bigger game changers than, say, like a Shane Wright is. I swear, if we win the lottery, I'm going to be so upset. So Goudreau's available, Letang, Giordano, Petrie, Rust, Lee, Jonathan Quick. I was actually looking at him as well with Tablet, but his stats weren't as good. Henrique there, Jenner, Yarncroc. Okay, so yeah, if we make a trade, it's got to be like a straight hockey trade to improve this team. I actually am curious to see how has Talbot played since we've gotten him. Hopefully, you know, he's been... I mean, yeah, 14 wins there. 0.908, 2.84. He's got a winning record on our team with solid stats. So, yeah, I really cannot complain there with the goaltending. And looking at Halak here, even his stats are pretty good, too. So, we're just not winning games. Maybe that second line being lower rated is a big deal, though. Oh my god. Holtz is up to an 85 already. The dude's got up 8 overall by the trade deadline. That is insane. And he's not even like popping off. He's got 22 goals, 34 points there, 63 games. You can see their shot looks really good. Same with the puck skills. So, I mean, a lot to look forward to there. Got 3 more years on entry level. Power's up by 1. Edmonton's actually up to a 79 in the AHL. Perfetti 79. He's gotten up by a couple. Still, though, we got to find somebody to make this team better. All right, guys. So after doing some investigative work, I was able to figure out what the issue is with this team. Basically, I should have had Owen Power playing with Adam Fox top pair. Look at that. Fox is minus 24. The rest of our defensemen are all positive. Johnson, Goligoski, Edler, Subban. Then you go to Owen Power here, minus 20 as well. So definitely got to break up that top pair. Eric Johnson making $6 million for the next 2 years. Dallas likes him. I know they're bringing Giordano here. He's much better. 86 overall. He's got some X factors. We save cap for next season. It's probably going to cost us a second-round pick, but gives us a chance at the playoffs. We save money. I'm willing to do this deal, and so is Dallas. Okay, so I really don't want to have to trade away any more draft picks. I feel like we've done enough of that. Luckily, decent returns. If we make the playoffs, it's worth it. Still have, you know, all our picks this year basically, but a first, no second the year after. All those other picks should be okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to make another deal unless, you know, it's one where a team has a guy on the block they shouldn't. We just got to kind of take advantage. Now, the trade deadline is now over, guys. The Giordano trade was the only one I made at the deadline. I could have made another one from Mikey DiPietro, who had really low value, but I was thinking, like, there's no reason to when our future goalies are set. We have Wallstedt and Costa. One of them is going to get good. Kind of surprisingly here, I see Eric Johnson got flipped by the Stars to the Blackhawks. Smirkov there to the Blue Jackets. Middlestat to the Carolina Hurricanes. I did see some bigger names moving. Hinola, Heponiemi to the Coyotes. Paul Byron there to the Penguins. Thomas Bordelot to the Blue Jackets. Let's see, Morgan Geekie there to the Kraken with Ulevi. Jenner to the Kings. Cal Yarncroft to the Wild. Our trade for Giordano. Kaut there and Vakanainen to the Jets. Hallow to the Sabres. Brian Rust and Luke Glendening and Brendan Sutter all go to the Red Wings. Caden Gooley, Nolan Foote to the Sabres. I feel like that was a really good return there for Buffalo. After that, you got Jeff Petrie going to the Hurricanes. Big trade there. Chris Letang to the Leafs. Are you kidding me? First round pick plus Chaz Lucius and a couple others. I see they also got Anders Lee though. So wow, Leafs really made a big splash there with that trade. Yeah, look at that. Plus a second Abramov. Wow. So after the trade deadline, guys, here's an updated look at the line. Decided to switch up the first line. We now have Nuge, Stammer, and Holtz getting a +5. With Holtz being 85 now, I feel like he deserves that promotion to the first line. You got Nyquist, Perfetti, and McTavish on the second, getting a +2. JVR, Spezza, Brown. Fourth line's the same there. Hornqvist, Stastny, Carter. So hopefully these guys can get going again. We're not too far to the playoff spot, but we definitely need to play a lot better here after the deadline. Giordano Fox on the top pair looks a lot nicer too. +2 rating still. I think, again, Power, maybe I put him into the NHL too quickly there, especially on the top pair. That was my bad. I should have noticed he wasn't playing too well. Talbot, of course, has been solid for us at the starter once we brought him in. And as I mentioned, we currently have 60 points, so we're 6 points back a wild card spot. Let's see if we can get it done. So unfortunately, guys, even after all those moves, our team could not get it done. Finished with a negative record there on the year. 34, 38, and 10. But that's okay. As I mentioned in the draft video, in a few years' time, I feel like we'll be running the league. I mean, look at that. Blackhawks 114, of course, led by McDavid. And I see there the Wild got in with only 86 points, so maybe if we didn't have Power on the top pair from the start of the year, would have got in, who knows. Stamkos, though, only 60 points on the year is not good enough. He needs to play a lot better than that. Luke Hughes, point per game, AHL playoffs already underway, so we'll have to take a look and see how they did. Again, guys, for this franchise, I wanted to try something different, so I have the sim engine scoring set to medium, while the shot frequency is on high. And right now, our guys are not scoring enough. I mean, Nude's there, 54, JVR, 46, Holtz, 45. Like, you'd expect a bit more scoring than that. I mean, I see Stammer, you know, did shoot the puck quite a bit. Fox, 44 for D-Man is pretty solid. Perfetti, 43. We'll definitely get a lot of growth here. We'll take a look and see at our goalies. So Talbot ended up actually having a below 900 save percentage. 2.85 goals against. Now, what were his numbers on our team? They were above 900 there. Okay, so he had a better save percentage for us, but a worse goals against. Halak's numbers there were actually not too terrible. I saw someone too in the comments say, if we don't win the Calder, it's so embarrassing. I mean, we might not. Holtz there, 45. I bet you somebody in the entire NHL is going to have better than that. Now, in terms of the AHL team, Johnson, 73. Rossi, 71. Quinn, 70. Brisson, 66. Holloway, 61. Bjork, even 56. Maybe he'll get up to like a 79, 80. Luke Hughes, 55. Gunther, 54. How did Jonas Rask, this is Tuukka Rask's brother, I believe, he had 50 points on the fourth line? How? How did that guy get up 50 points? Evanson, 50. I mean, the AHL team did quite well. Looking at Wallstedt and Costa's numbers, I mean, wow, Wallstedt's actually really nice there. 1.81 goals against. That's crazy. So, take a look at the entire league now. Definitely a disappointing year for us. I thought we'd make the playoffs. I wanted to after we traded away the first round pick. Ovi had 118. Okay, so yeah, it was just our team not really scoring enough. Kane 115, McDavid 107, Meyer 105. So look at the entire league. These stats are actually pretty realistic. Couturier almost had 100 points playing with Patty Kane there on the Leafs. Pastrnak 95 on Detroit. Malkin, Matthews. Looking at goals, Ovechkin had 71. That is crazy. Defenseman here, Shabbat 76, tied with Ekblad. Hamilton, Carlson, Yossi, Quinn Hughes, still on Canucks. Theodore, Makar, Heiskanen. Goalie stats here. Gibson, most wins there with the Flames. Saber side edge goes to Allmark, .927. Wow. And you also have the lowest goals against. Rookie skaters here, most points. Matthew Boley on the Sharks, 79. Wow. Yeah. Look at that. Holtz wasn't even on the first page of rookie scores. That is tough to see. Look at this, guys. I want to check out the AHL scoring quick. Eric Stahl at 37 years old at 92 points. Just tore up the AHL there on Montreal's team. That is crazy. I thought one of our guys would be at the top, but yeah, I actually have to scroll down quite a bit to find Kent Johnson there with 73. And now sticking with the AHL team, guys, you can see they finished first in the league with 130 points. They dominated. Most goals for there, 300. Best goals against as well, 177. Now checking out the NHL team. As I mentioned, did not make the NHL. Blackhawks there. Win the President's Trophy. So where did we finish the entire league? The Sharks got screwed. 13th and missed. We had it set up for us. Like Minnesota 86 and got in. I don't know how we did so bad this year. Oh my goodness. That's not good, guys. So our 78 points actually had us in a three-way tie for second last. Luckily, Dallas finished below us. Like, we had the third best odds to get first overall. I swear, if we traded Shane Wright for Nuge and Nyquist, I'd be so upset. Hopefully we lose the lottery. Like, I cannot believe that. Goals for 223. Yeah, like, we're not even near the top. Goals against. First there with the Jets, which we actually weren't even at. So it looks like we're in the middle for both of those. And actually, guys, while I was editing, I realized we had the second worst goals for in the entire NHL. The only team I saw the worst goals for was Minnesota Wild, who surprisingly made the playoffs with 215 goals for. We had 223, so yeah, we definitely need some scores for next season. AHL playoffs are underway. I swear, guys, if we wouldn't even Shane Wright or like any of those guys, we'd be so upset. But luckily, we already have a ton of medium elite prospects. So Milwaukee here, we're up 2-1. They won the third, we won the fourth and fifth. Now have the Bakersfield Condors here in the second round. The AHL team is pretty stacked. I mean, it's good to see too. Like we drafted more prospects than NHL players, so it makes sense. Sweep the Condors. We now have the Penguins here in the conference final. And we beat them in 6. Okay, so let's get going here with the Calder Cup final. I'll sim this one game by game. This is a consolation prize for us. Wait, was that the Calder Cup final we just won?
What an idiot!
Oh crap, I didn't realize we beat Iowa in round 1. I thought the Moose was round 1. They were round 2, so look at that. AHL team wins a Calder Cup. That's awesome. I didn't even realize. I apologize. Brendan Brisson there, 21 and 20. He tore it up. I'm curious to see if he won MVP of the playoffs for us. Johnson was also a point per game. Hughes had 17 as a D-man. Gunther, Rossi, Merkley there, big year for him. Costa was our starter, .927 to 1.86 through the playoffs. That's nice. And the playoffs just ended, guys, and New York Islanders won the Stanley Cup. Okay, so we'll take a look here at the awards. Also can take a quick look at the playoff tree. Islanders there went through the Lightning in 5, Devils in 7, Leafs in 5, and the Flames in 6. Obviously, with the fantasy draft, we don't really know, like, which of these teams kind of deserve to be there and not. So, President's Trophy Blackhawks to beat the Flames there. Individual, Ovechkin, Art Ross. Patty Kane got the Hart Trophy. Shabbat, James Norris, okay. Kane got the Lady Byng. Boldy, Calder. Barzell, Conn Smythe. On the Islanders, that's kind of cool. He actually stayed on Long Island. Allmark there, Vezina Trophy, as well as William Jennings. We kind of figured that. Chernak there on the Canucks got the Bill Masterton. Blackhawks coach Jack Adams. Kopitar got the Selke with Detroit. Kane, Ted Lindsay. And then Ovechkin there, Maurice Richard. So, big year for both Ovi and Kane. Now look at the AHL teams. Obviously, we won the Calder Cup. We won the regular season. So we won a bunch of other awards there for like our division and conference. Individual here, Stahl most points and MVP. Beckman most goals. Berggren, best rookie. Elliott there, best D-man. Lindgren got best goalie. I'm surprised maybe Costa didn't win it. He did, though, win MVP of the playoffs. Salmonson, sportsmanship. Wiley there, community involvement. And then Costa and Wallstead actually had lowest goals against. So yeah, surprised they didn't win best goalie, but maybe it was because they were splitting games and, play enough between the two of them. So, obviously, we would love to make the playoffs, but I would say your AHL team in the Calder Cup is kind of the next best thing. We just got to really hope here, guys. We're picking, like, 5th in the draft. I think that's the lowest we could fall. Please, please don't win it. It's like the one time we're actually high and I don't want to win. Okay, where are we? We're picking 4th. Okay, so not terrible. Buffalo, that's insane. Jumps from 11 to 1, which is actually crazy. They're the best team that didn't make the playoffs. They could still pick first overall. Obviously jumping up 10 spots from 11 to 1. LA there from 6 to 2. Winnipeg drops to 3. Our pick there to 4. So probably be like Savoy or Lambert, maybe even a made-up guy, which, you know, still sucks. Would love to have them, but I think Nuge will be a big part of our future. We already have so many medium elite players. I don't think it's too bad to have like some more, you know, veteran guys. And we're taking a look at retired players here. Usually, yeah, first year, no one retires. It's around at the draft here, guys. Surprisingly, the Kings' second overall pick is on the block. I'm not sure why. Is Shane Wright going first overall? He is. There's a made-up guy, though, Drummond there, who's a gem, going second. So it looks like our pick will probably be Lambert, maybe Slafkovsky. Kamel there as well is quite high. Savoy, Jaracek. I think he actually was a Boston our last franchise, surprisingly. Geeky, Smithson's another made-up guy. Okay, so I'm actually... Wait, there's somebody who should be higher. So this sucks, guys. Something I just realized, none of my creative prospects are in the draft. Like, Logan Cooley isn't here, Yurov isn't here, Miroshnichenko, Frank Nazar. Like, I don't know how that happened. I know I have them all, like, in the creative player screen. It must have to do with the fantasy draft. Now, I went looking through teams thinking maybe, you know, somebody drafted them in the fantasy draft, but that was not the case. Like, nobody had Michkov, for instance, so I don't know what happened to those guys. It really sucks, especially, like, I put in a lot of work, you know, making those guys. I'd like to have them in my franchise. If you guys have any ideas what happened there, but I don't know, that just sucks. Now, the good news is, guys, with this Boris Bykov here, medium franchise potential. Can definitely get him with our second-round pick. NHL ETA 5 years, but still, he's probably medium elite, so that's nice. Also, this guy here, 50-50 low franchise. We've also got a few goalies getting drafted late here that might be medium elite too, so that's always a good spot to kind of find value in the draft. And I just checked gems, guys. Look at this. I've never had this many gems in a draft in NHL 22. Also, too, one just got drafted second overall. Now, the ones I was liking, Morgan Cam here, 53. Guaranteed off the rush. Also has Make It Snappy. He's going to be like a late second rounder. Nicholas Cronwall here. He's a forward, but I feel like I have to take him. Doesn't look to be any X factors, but if I can get both of those guys, plus the guy who could be medium franchise, he's going to be like a late third round pick. I feel like we're actually coming out of this draft really well. So right now, guys, we're trying to move back in the second round, dropping down from 34 to 52, trying to pick up a fourth round pick here from the Sabres, which actually seems like way too good of a deal for them. Honestly, even though the value's not there, I'm going to see if they'll give us a third, because in real life, like, that'd be worth about a third, I think. And they do say yes. Okay, so I'm doing that because, like, the first guy we want is around that spot. Now, I do need to move up this 66 to about 60 to get Nicholas Cronwall. So right now, guys, I'm offering the Blackhawks 66th and a 5th to move up 6 spots. We'll see what they say. Trade accepted. Okay, that was actually pretty good value. So if my math's right, we should really get, like, all the players I want. Now, our pick's about to be made. Let's find out who we traded for Nugent Hopkins and Nyquist. It was Brad Lambert. Okay, I mean, 73 medium elite. So, like, they have his accurate rating. Like, that's my ratings or whatever. I just don't know where all my, you know, custom players went. Again, something with it being a fantasy draft. I don't think that should happen, but clearly there was, you know, an issue there. So we'll sim to our pick here, guys, 52. I do want to see what happened the rest of the first round. So after Wright was this made-up guy, 78 medium elite. Same with Rodin there, Lambert, Slafkovsky, Kamel, Savoy, Geeky, Jaracek there. Again, it sucks. You know, we're missing out on so many guys, but it is what it is, I guess. Luckily, at least we have the accurate ratings for the guys that are already in the game. So with our second round pick here, I'm hoping there's that guy with the 1T. He is. Okay, so Morgan Cam, again, gem, off the rush, Make It Snappy. What a great second round pick, especially, you know, picking up picks, getting him, wow, 71 medium top 6. He is such a better player than everyone drafted already in this round. That's awesome. Now, next here, Cronwall should be available, and he is, so I will take him with our pick here. Nicholas Cronwall, 63 medium top 6. Don't mind that. Obviously, I want to make sure I got him just for the name. Now, Lutz here, another guaranteed medium top 6. We could take, our next pick's 98, so we're kind of really risking it here with Bykov being there, but we could probably move up, you know, 5 spots to make sure we get him. So, yeah, let's take Lutz here, another guaranteed medium top 6, and 57 medium top 6. Yeah, not bad at all. And next year, guys, I'm offering the Jets a 7th rounder in 2024 to move up 1 spot. It might not matter, but, like, to go up to the 3rd, I think would probably cost us a bit more. Saving to pick 97 here. Please be there. Please be there. Oh, no. Oh, no.
No! God, please, no! No!
Don't tell me. Are you kidding me? I should have moved up a little bit more. Let's see. 50 overall, medium elite to the Islanders. Come on. Literally 1 pick before us. I thought it'd be safe. the first pick in the 4th round, and the Islanders stole him from us. That's insane. So I guess next year, guys, we gotta go with Lyles. There's really, you know, no one else to take. And 55 low elite. So our guy's higher rated, but low elite opposed to medium. Still not terrible, but wow, that's gonna annoy me. So next pick here is in the 6th. Hopefully one of those goalies that we're looking at to medium elite. Highest ranked is Dansk. Actually, Betts here has the higher central scouting, but Dansk has the higher scout ranking. I guess we'll trust the scouts. And 54 medium fringe, okay. So next year we'll go with Betts. 48 medium starter, not terrible. And next year, guys, I'm offering the Stars a 6th rounder in 2024 for their 7th, which of course they're going to say yes to. I just want to try and take a chance on that last goalie because, I mean, there's 3 of them. Maybe one of them is medium elite. Obviously, we're just kind of looking for trade value. And he's a medium fringe, okay, so at least we know. And honestly, that's not even a bad pick either for 6th round. I still can't believe, end of the 3rd round, the Islanders took our guy, literally 1 pick ahead of us. Like, it's so annoying. But luckily, he's only a 50. Like, he probably doesn't turn in anything, but, you know, still would have liked him on our squad. Overall, though, I feel like, you know, Cam, Cronwell, Lutz, those 3 guys, very, very solid. Even the Lyles guy, 55 low elite. Definitely, you know, add to our already young group of players. So another re-sign phase, guys, with $27 million in cap space. We definitely got somebody to work with. I like to bring back Giordano. I feel like we played a lot better with him on the top pair after the deadline. 38 years old, he wants a 2-year contract till he's 40. I don't know about that one. I think I'd rather do, say, 1 year, 4.5. He's still 86. He's got X factors. Even if he's not our top pair, he's a 2nd pair guy. It's fine. Holster's going to be a big player for us next year. Stats, he's actually right up to an 83. He wants 3.2. We'll see. Nyquist, JVR, still under contract. I forgot to. Carter actually had an extension. I didn't know if the extensions counted in a fantasy draft since you can't look at them as far as I'm aware. So it's kind of like, you know, you're drafting guys, not realizing they might have a bad extension on them, but I guess it's just, you know, part of it. Spezza 1.8 is pretty fair. Goligoski, 5 million is a lot, especially since Edvinsson, you guys can see here, now an 82. He wants 5 million for 5 years. He hasn't even been in the NHL yet. I should have given him a contract extension. And I just realized I missed him as I was only looking at NHL players, not AHL players too. So Edvinsson, he should still be under contract. Like, Detroit just drafted him. 19. I don't even know, something messed up here, but 8 years, 6 mil. Honestly, that might be the play. Let's try 5-5 for the next 8 years. I think that's actually kind of worth it. Now, speaking of that, let's look at the situation here for our defensemen. So we got Fox, Giordano, we got Edvinsson, we got Power. Hughes might be good enough to make the team. It's kind of tough to say. Subban, $2 million there. I mean, that's better value than Goligoski at 5. Edler, what's he want? 2.5. I feel like with him being 36, so I'm going to let him go for now. Same with Subban. I'd rather just kind of risk it in free agency. We got these 4 right now, which is pretty solid. And then goaltending-wise, of course, Talbot's coming back. Halak wasn't a terrible backup. He wants just under 2. I'd rather just kind of... He doesn't want an extension, actually. So I'm fine with that. We'll see what's available. Again, Wallstedt here. Why does he need a contract at 19? Luckily, his is actually cheap. Okay, weird. So we'll do 2 years at 850K. And this Cam guy here with the 1 team, make it snappy. I'm going to sign him. I want to get him involved in the AHL team immediately. Cronwall, 63. Lutz, 57. They can probably wait a year. And like Evans here, guys, 20 years old, needs a new contract. He wants 1.1 for 2 years as a 68. Like, that's just not happening. I'm going to qualify him because it's not worth the money. And I was thinking about what to do with our forwards, guys. I think Paul Stastny for $3.2 million, I'd rather let go and then, say, put that towards like a $6 million forward. Whereas Brown and Spezza want about a 1.5 each. I'll do like 1 year, 1.6 for both of them. I feel like they're solid, you know, 4th line guys for us. Wow, Giordano not happy with where the team ended up in the standings. I mean, fair enough. Wallstedt's coming back. Edvinsson signed that long-term deal. Spezza also wasn't happy with the team's success. Brown, though, did say yes. Cam there, of course, joined the team. I mean, Spezza's 39, so, like, I don't mind, honestly, letting him go anyways. He might kind of drop in rating more. Giordano, though, we really need to get back. I don't have to be, like, competing against other teams. He wants a 2-year. Yeah, the 2 years the hold up. He is 86. I might regret this. I'll do 2 years, 5 mil, try and get him signed. Still says no. Try 5.25 there for Giordano. And there we go. He says yes. Had to pay him a bit, but you guys can see we still have 17.5 million cap space, which is pretty good. Some holes to fill, nothing crazy, especially when you consider all the good young players we have. Like, you got to think one of them will just kind of randomly jump in rating over the summer. And so it's now the free agency period here, guys. We need 2 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goalie to fill out the roster for next year. Johnny Gaudreau's available. 92 overall. I mean, we could go all in after him. I might mess up, having money though to sign all of our young players. That's the only issue, although I guess if that's the case, just trade him for stuff. Malkin's also available, 92 overall still. Usually he actually drops a bit in the first year. This time he went up, probably because not in the Penguins. Maybe he was like, the guy that was being relied on first line center. Yeah, with Tampa Bay. Kevin Fiala there, 87, wants almost 10. He's going to want to get paid in real life as well. Perron, Puljujarvi there is an RFA. Bergeron's available, 91, wants 8. I mean, you can even have him first line center, put Stamkos on the wing. Giroux there. Chris Letang, almost 7 million there. It's a pretty good value for an 88, just older guy. Models an RFA. Brian Rust, 85, wants 6. Definitely, a lot of options here. We gotta be smart where we spend this money. Take a look at goaltenders next. Jack Campbell, 86, wants 5.7. He's the only good one available. Kind of expensive to get him. Only 2 overall higher than Talbot, who actually played well for us. Hudobin there. Holtby. Who's the cheapest? 82. Pavel Francouz. It's actually the youngest. 0.914, 2.86. Those are solid numbers. Yeah, I don't mind getting Francouz at all as the backup. We'll offer, like, I don't know. How long is it going to take Wallstedt and Costa to get good? Should we do 2 years maybe at 1.75? And then they should be good by then for sure. And looking at two-way goalies here, guys. Joel Blomqvist, 20 years old, 66 overall. Was a pick by the Penguins. I mean, I might as well sign him. He's never really going to play for us. Oh, I think he might be RFA here because Winnipeg's... Oh no, Winnipeg's just interested as well. Okay. Yeah, like that guy's actually like a pretty solid prospect goalie. And looking at two-way skaters here, Jack Beck, 1965, low top 6. I'll give him a contract for sure, just kind of add him to the players, especially, we have so many roster spots. Matthew Phillips, 24-76. He had 64 points last year in the AHL, was tearing it up. I could actually see him growing to like a 79 maybe. Let's do, I want him locked up for like the next 3 years, especially if he grows. Could plug him into like the NHL bottom 6. Now after looking at free agency, guys, there's so many people I want to sign, so I'm gonna try and shed some cap here, offering up JVR in a 6th to the Leafs for their 2nd, sending JVR home here to Toronto. Trades rejected. I kind of figured that. Maybe instead of asking for a 2nd, because we're already getting a pretty good deal, I'll take back, honestly, a 3rd and a 5th. We're clearing cap space, and they say yes. Okay, so there we go, and I'm not done quite yet. Another guy I actually wanted to get rid of was Patrick Hornqvist, making $5.5 million there on our 4th line. Now he's actually got like a tiny bit of value. I don't want to screw over the Leafs too much here. Find a team with a lot of cap space, send him there, just, get some pick back. Now the Islanders here don't have a lot of cap space, but they stole that one prospect from us, so I'm going to try and send Hornqvist their way. Is he worth a 3rd? He might be. Trades rejected. Okay, fair enough. A 4th rounder for him. There we go. Okay, so Islanders take on Hornqvist cap. We now have a lot of money to spend here in free agency. Can definitely go after Johnny Gaudreau. Obviously, still going to have to, worry about our prospects getting good in the future, but Gaudreau would be nuts. Could even sign, like, Claude Giroux for the same money as JVR. That was kind of, what I was looking at. Basically, swap out JVR for Giroux, who's higher rated, all those X factors. Like, what a big change that would be. And you know what I'm thinking, guys? As nice as it'd be to get Gaudreau, he wants $12.5 million. He's 28. So, like, he's still going to be on that contract when our team starts to really get good. Whereas if we sign veterans, we could start competing right now. And when they start to get old and we want to get rid of them, our young players are going to be taken over. So, I feel like, what is this? Bergeron and Giroux would cost $3 million more than Gaudreau. And that would be, like, an insane boost to the team. With Letang as well, we could afford. This seems like the play. Now, I'm actually going to offer Bergeron a 2-year deal here because I know he stays good usually. We'll do 2 years at 8.5. He wants 2 years at 7.8, so hopefully he'll come with us. Giroux, 2 years as well. You can see the price goes down. We'll do 7.5. So that's about 16 million. We still have about 12. Letang here wants 7 for 2, so that's perfect. Let's offer 7.5 for 2. The Leafs are competing with us. They just got JVR's contract. And there's actually another defenseman I wanted. Really good value. He should be here if I sort by overall. Notavera, only 28. 82 overall wants 2.8. Like, look at all the other 82s. Aside from Edler, if they're not old, like, they want 4 to 5 million. So, Notavera here, I'm willing to do this. Say, like, $3 million there for 2 years. We'll see what he says along with all those veterans made contract offers on. If they say yes, I feel like that's a huge boost to the team. Should not be finishing, tied for 3rd last. Could get rid of Jeff Carter's contract. So we actually basically just move up from round 4 to round 2. This is a pretty good offer. We have young players. I'm saying yes. Thank you, Devils. Just helping us clear more cap. Blomqvist there joins the team. Same with Beck. So we get a couple of the AHL guys. Matthew Phillips there. Notavera. Francouz. We get our backup goalie. Still waiting to hear back from some other guys. Bergeron's joining the team. Let's go. Same with Chris Letang and Claude Giroux. Wow. We got everyone we wanted. Leafs here want to take more cap from us. Nyquist and Brown with a 4th and a 5th for Yolen and a 4th and a 7th. I mean, Brown was a fourth line guy. Nyquist is an 83 making 5.5. From a strictly like cap scenario, this trade makes a lot of sense. The Leafs have the cap space. They want a JVR. Well, look at that. We're up to 11.7 and Malkin's available. Wow, we're getting a little bit crazy here, but I mean, it is a fancy draft. Wow, let's go for it. So on a 2-year deal again. A lot of our entry-level guys are going to be needing new contracts in 2 years. I'll do 2 years at 9.5. They'll still leave us with about $2 million to kind of do something at the deadline. Didn't really expect to get Malkin as well. The Leafs there coming to our rescue. And Malkin joins the team. That's crazy. So we're now in the fall, guys. I saw the best player still available in free agency is Andre Kasha. 81 overall, wants 925K. Absolute steal. I guess we'll just do the 1-year deal because we might not need him next season. But that's crazy. I probably should have offered him like 950 there or something more. Now, we actually could use him on our fourth line. Otherwise, we'd have to have some young players playing there. And I feel like, you know, they wouldn't grow, or we'd have, you know, somebody who's way too good for that spot. So he does agree. Let me set these lines and show you what the team's looking like for next season. And I just realized, guys, I actually still need a fourth line center. Force back to Carlson here, 25.78, medium top 9. I wouldn't mind, you know, taking this guy a couple years there. Maybe he'll play well in that role. His defensive stats could have been better. I'll show you guys them if he does sign with us. But basically, again, same kind of thought process. Don't need a young player there when they could be getting more ice time in the AHL. And we're now ready for next season, guys. I'm going to show you what the lines are looking like. I'm very excited to see how this team plays. Look at that top 6. We got Claude Giroux, Patrice Bergeron, Steven Stamkos on the first line, getting a +5. Holtz, Malkin, Nugent Hopkins on the second, also gets a +5. McTavish, Perfetti, Cash on the third gets a +2. We then have Yolonen, Forsberg back at Carlson, and Bjork on the fourth line, which honestly isn't that terrible. And we got Yolonen back for Nyquist and Brown, which I thought was just a cap dump, but he's actually pretty solid. 22 years old, already an 80, medium top 6. I thought he was like 22.74 medium top 6. Like, the fact he's already an NHL player makes that trade so much better for us. Defensively here, Edmondson already on the top pair his rookie season. You can see he's also 84 overall now, so that contract we gave him, 5.5 for the next 8, definitely looking like it'll be nice. Of course, playing with Fox there, Letang, Giordano, the veterans on the second pair. We then have Howard and Avera on the bottom pair. Goaltending-wise here, Talbot, Francouz. Talbot did drop in rating by 1, but hopefully the team in front of him is good enough this season we can still get into the playoffs. And obviously, too, like, this doesn't make a lot of sense to sign like a high-rated goalie right now when we have both Wallstedt and Casa on their way. I think in the next couple years, one of them should be, you know, a mid-80. Now, AHL forwards here, Gunther, Johnson, Brisson, staying on that first line. Surprised, like, Johnson didn't get higher. I've seen him grow to, like, low 80s after 1 season. Quinn, Rossi, Neighbors, the 6th second line. We got that Cam guy we drafted, playing with Holloway, Brink on the 3rd. We then have Phillips, Ratu, and Beecher on the 4th. Defensively here, Lambos, Hughes, top pair. Merkley, Evans, 2nd, with Salin, Green on the bottom. So, like, AHL team looks pretty solid, too. Very excited to see how both these teams do in the next year's sim. I'll show you guys as well the ratings. If you're wondering about the captaincy, have not changed it. Let me know, though, if you want to see, like, say, Giroux or Bergeron wearing an A, maybe even Malkin instead of Nugent Hopkins. So we've got 95 offense, 93 defense, 84 goaltending heading to year 2. You can see Dylan Larkin there leading the Arizona Coyotes. But hopefully, guys, like I said, we actually make the playoffs next year. I still can't believe how bad we did this season, but luckily we got 9 years left. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.